How's it feel to be in the south end of a northbound combine? Hot. I guess this would be classified as performing hemorrhoid surgery on our combine. Now, we've only got to do that like 30 more times. You could take a Case IH combine, paint it green, instantly be worth 30,000 more. A good Wednesday morning. There's no way to spend your Wednesday morning like laying on your belly up in the back of a combine. Them beards off that weight have just packed themselves in there. I don't know how they do it. You got a fan blowing air at 1100 RPMs, and how the stuff get hung in there. Stupid wheat. Even after having this good wheat crop every year, I ask myself why the crap I fool with wheat. Cause like right now, I think my full season beans are pretty good, and my wheat double crop beans out there burning up from lack of moisture. We are working on the screens on this combine, the sieves and chaffer area. And we've got to get in here. There's a rubber piece that rides along the edge of this combine, and it has wore a hole in the side of this combine here. And we've debated on patching it from the outside, but we're going to take a look. It'd be better if we can patch it from the inside. Whoa, 5,513 engine hours. Well, I ain't got as many separator hours as the dog got. Might as well say 39. Might as well say 3,900 separator hours. And you may ask, well, why don't you just trade combines? Well, here's my thoughts on that. This one's paid for, and it's been a very reliable combine, and it gets over the amount of acres that we work very easily. And I'm just, if we trade combines, we'll be buying a used one, and you don't ever know what kind of problem you're going to be getting when you buy a used combine. You could be buying somebody else's problem. So we're going to take these screens out, look at it, weld a piece of steel in there, and rock on with this little unit. We'll pull this back screen out first. Then we'll pull our top two screens out. Alright, here's our back chaffer. Here's what I was talking about earlier. See all them beards that got in there off that wheat won't come out. is one nice thing about these combines compared to some of the newer designs. They come out in sections where if you damage just one little part of your screens, you don't have to replace that whole big screen. A lot of these newer combines, that top piece, well, and the bottom piece too, is all one giant. This right here will all be one giant screen, and if you damage just one little section of it, you gotta replace the whole screen. We gotta take this little cross brace out here. Only thing I don't like about using the air wrench around the combine is it blows dust around. I guess this would be classified as performing hemorrhoid surgery on our combine. We're pulling out the cleaning seal frame. Let me get y'all situated. There's one half of it. I need to check this frame real well for cracks. I don't think it's cracked. I think some of our issue, not all of it, but some of it, is we're going to replace all these bushings. About 14 of those bushings. There's some bigger bushings here. Have you ever got on a project and it's turned out to be way more than you thought it's going to be? Well, that's us all the time. You know, we got to put that piece of steel in here. That ain't no big deal. That's just a little cutting. Just a little cutting and welding. But we was going to replace all these bushings in these smaller arms right here. And you know, that ain't that big of a deal. And we was gonna rock on a little longer with these big bushings and these big cast arms. But the drive up there, that bushing up there at the very front, there's quite a bit of wear in it, and it really needs to be replaced. So we've decided, we've got our chaffer and our sip frame removed. Or we got the chaffer frame. Next up is the seal frame. We gotta pull it out. Then we're gonna get up there and pull the pre-cleaner frame, and we're just gonna go on, put all new bushings in all them arms. Doing that is a whole lot better than taking a risk on one of them bushings coming apart and breaking while we are in the field. First you don't succeed, keep doing it till you really screw it up. This was our test piece. We was doing good until we was cutting out. This disc has got to ride. This disc has got to ride right in there. It goes back and forth like that. We got a little too wild initially cutting, so we're gonna try to see if we can get it right. Sweating on the workpiece. Well, y'all boys and girls think we're gonna put that in there. We gotta make sure it's tight as we go down through there, but go down through there, tack that in there, and then we're gonna put a patch on the outside too, and should be ready to go for another 4,000 hours hopefully. Robert's gonna go over there and cut the other piece out. We had a notch where that big rubber pad set, and we had a notch where you can get that bolt out, and a notch where you can get that bolt out. I'm gonna go through here. It's 95 degrees. So it's good toasty in here. But we ain't gonna let a little thing like that stop us. Painting the inside of this with some graphite paint. Graphite's kind of lubricant. It's really slick, and hopefully with that graphite on there, it'll help with that the friction of that rubber moving back and forth on this new plate we installed. And yes, I know I probably should have cleaned it up a little bit, but we ain't going for looks on this. This is just functionality. Give y'all a little view of replacing the bushings. We're using our hydraulic press to do it. Hello. So here's my bushings. Here's our new John Deere bushings, part number AH125200. There's only about 30 of them on the whole machine in a shaker pan. I'll take what I always do is take some hand soap. I don't think you want to use oil on them. Take some hand soap, lubricate them up good so that they will press in easier. Oh, perfect. Let me cry you the song of my people. So I made a patch to go on the inside, outside there too. We got that all painted up. We're ready to start putting it back together. We got two arms here that we got all the, that we've gotten all the new bushings in, and it's ready to start going back in. And you can tell how enthused I am about it. The right hand side over here is the one that had the most wear on it. There's our there's a plate where I welded in, covering up that hole, and you can see that we need to get our paint and touch that up. But right there, you can tell where I welded on the inside. I want y'all to watch something here. Boom, our combine instantly worth $2,000 more. Thanks to that right there.
Spring paint makes everything better.
I'll pick up a little. Booyah. How's it feel to be in the south end of a northbound combine?
Hot.
Well, let me get you the adjusting bar, and while you're in there, you can adjust it. Driver says thanks.
Ain't nothing to it.
Only weather channel says it's 93 and it only feels like 103, so.
Ain't be no more than 114.
In the shade. I shut it down there. Should have shut it all the way closed. Alright, now open it up a little. Open. Right there. That's our preliminary adjustment for corn. Y'all get all that? There she is, folks, all put back together. Got her patch in. Looks like there's plenty of clearance, shouldn't be no issues there. Got her screen set up for harvesting corn. Set these on about 5/8 clearance. Normally run my fingers right through there. Bottom seal is wide open. Pre-cleaners open, they're not open quite as much as this, and then got these on the back set it around just a hair more than 5/8. So we're gonna try, we got to get our pan. We've got to get our pan on that directs the material down to the chaff spreader, and get the wings on that. And there's a brace that goes in here. We got to get it back on. Well guys, this is probably going to be the end of this video. Video probably going to be pretty long, but I thought I'd let y'all know what was going on. Right here is our this is our straw chopper drive. It gets its power off the main gear case up there, comes around these two pulleys and goes down here to a set of pulleys. And we had to take this arm right here off. That arm bolts right in here, and then it's got these brace rods to help support it. What happened is this bracket right here, if you'll come around to the inside, Y'all can see daylight in there. We've got to get that pushed around and welded back up, and then I am going to cut a piece of plate and weld over it as well as welding a piece of plate here on the outside to stiffen that up. You know, just when a machine gets this amount of hours on it, no matter how well it's built, you're gonna get some metal fatigue. You can patch it up and go on, and that's what we're gonna do. I really enjoy my little combine, and I'm not ready to see it go down the road yet, so we're gonna keep patching on her. I know y'all are probably tired of seeing videos of us working on the combine, but we always want to make sure that our equipment is in tip-top shape when we go to the field. We want it to be, I do not want any downtime when we go to the field. I want to go over every possible thing we can go over on this machine to make sure it is ready to go to the field. And I'm pretty confident we've done that. You don't ever know, you may get to the field and something you never dreamed of happened though. But, you know, back before wheat cutting, and I'll tag these videos, back before wheat cutting, we put a new yield monitoring system on it. That's this right here. Put a new new clean grain elevator on it, new clean grain elevator boot. We reworked stuff in the top grain tank. The only major thing left to do to this combine is this winter we really need to pull the feeder house off, and it is due for a new set of rasp bars and a concave. It needs a new concave.